Hey guys, back up in the office, and that means what we're doing today is another JTEC tuning video. Now this one, it's a 2000 Grand Cherokee 4-liter, right? And it's a 4x4, and it comes to me from one of the gentlemen in the Louisiana 4x4 club, and mild modifications, you know, some bolt-ons, exhaust and things, and probably just like a 32-inch tire, so nothing really nuts, but we just want to give this thing a little bit more grunt, as, you know, in quotes, is what he wanted for this thing. So let's get started, shall we? So we can see we're in the general screen. This indeed is a 4-liter. Now this is a 2000, so it's a JTEC Plus, so there's going to be a couple more adjustments over the JTEC on this one. We'll go right to our airflow. And as if you've been following along in the other videos, we go to our map depression, which is our first adjustment. Now on the JTEC Plus in this version, this engine goes silly at about 5,200 RPM. I mean, not bad. They don't really rev a whole lot higher than that. But we like to make this, let's make this 6,200 red line on this vehicle. And then I'll put in little pop-ups for the screen because my screen recorder doesn't get all of these. And then we put in our value, and again we interpolate the line so we get a good smooth ramp. We click exit, and then we have our new values here. So we can see 6208, you put in 6200 and the computer spits out 6208. It's a normal thing. All right. First step, easy, right? You're following along so far? Awesome. Yeah, because I do these so you guys can do this stuff yourself. If you got questions, comments, concerns, I'll put my email in at the end of this video. It's going to be a quick 8, 9, 10-minute video. All right, our next tab, we go over to exhaust. Nothing to do here. Move along. Under fuel, there's a couple things that we're going to do and a couple things you don't do. All right, we don't mess with any of this injector pulse width because we didn't change injectors or size or things or cams or, you know, like we said, mostly a stock engine, just some bolt-ons. Right? O2 sensor tab, not anything really to do here either. Open loop, you want to go to your base fuel tables. And you also want to extend these tables up to that 6,200 RPM. So same thing, click on the engine speed tab. Type in your new value in the last box. Right, and then you interpolate your values to smooth your graph. All right, so our fuel knows what's going on. What you want to do is take all these and you copy this value. You go to your EGR on, and again, these engines do not have an EGR valve, so these values don't mean anything. In this case, we don't need to change anything because the fuel table did, so you can see here, switch over to that 6,200 RPM. So good so far. Couple easy steps. Cold warm up, we don't have to do anything here. He says this thing starts up fine in the cold. It doesn't get too cold down in Louisiana, but it starts up fine. Power enrichment. Okay, here's where we add the fuel to support some of the mods we're going to do in the next step. All right, you go to your power enrichment tab, hit your RPM. Same thing here. You click on your RPM, that opens up a box. You go to the last box in the table, type in 6,200, hit enter, grab your line, interpolate your values. Nice smooth graph. And now you can see we have good values all the way to 6,208, but like I said, we need to add some fuel to this because we're going to add some spark and some things to up the performance. So how do we do that? Well, let me show you. All right, you want to grab from off idle all the way up to 6,200 RPM. Right? You highlight that. You go up to your box here, and we're going to add 8% fuel value to these values. Just 8%. That's all. Tiny bit of fuel, but it makes a big difference. So in the box, you would type in 1.08, like so. And it's times. And this gives you your new fuel values that the engine computer adds to the motor at wide open throttle and load and. Right? Good. Done here. All done. These part throttle and things, you can see this table changed. We don't have to do anything here. Don't mess with that. We're not doing anything with drivability, or like I said, there's no internal engine modifications. So we can leave all that alone. Deceleration fuel cutoff. We could change this value to 6,200 just to keep the computer happy. And again, nothing else to do there. All right. Bump up transient fuel. We can see that don't mess with it. Right? Your spark tables. Okay, here's where we get into the big money. All right. Main spark table. Okay, and you can see in this case, these values did transfer over. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. If they do, you just do the same thing and add the new values, make your table go up to 6,200 RPM. Okay, and what we are going to be concerned with here are these bottom three lines. This is your high load and wide open throttle, high demand, your off-road, your low range, you're giving it the berries. This is where it's going to give you your full engine timing. And if you can look, oops, under wide open throttle, you know, your max timing that you're giving this engine, 21 degrees. It's wimpy, right? No. And this is an off-road rig. He doesn't mind running some good gas in it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to about our 2949 tab, which is about 3,000, right? And we're going to take this value and we're going to change all these values. No, not 43. Maybe I should put my glasses on. 32. Hit enter. Blam. All right. So now we essentially added 10 degrees of timing at wide open throttle. Wake this dude up, right? And we have to pay attention to some of these other readings. Now, I like this. These readings here, these are okay. Because this engine's not going to see a lot. So I like this little bit right here. We copy those lines and just go ahead and paste them in here. Right, so we're already at, 18 degrees at 2100. And again, off idle, it's going to see, there's some, you don't go right from idle to wide open throttle. And if we put all the timing in this low, if the computer would actually see that, you would get horrendous spark knock because the engine load and this, the speed of the piston, it's going to spark knock, right? So let's take a look at our spark graph and see what it looks like at this point. Now this is our new spark table here, right? All in at 3,000 RPM, all the way out to 32 degrees on the bed. And I don't mind this for torque. Since we do have the bigger tires, we can keep the timing down here. Again, this will give you good amount of torque low down and it won't spark knock. All right. If we go back to our table, and there's some decel values and things I don't really like in here. See this 40 degrees of timing all up here and stuff like that. This engine, you're probably not going to see, a light cruise demand on the motor at 3,700 RPM. That's mostly for decel, but I just don't like the numbers up that high. Maybe it's me, but I don't really think there's any need for that. So we'll knock those down to 36. And again, we'll go from about here to here, interpolate those. 34 to 36, to smooth all that out. And again, here's what this table is going to look like. See how things are a lot smoother here. All right. Looks good to me for this particular application. All right, and you would go to your table, copy the entire table, go to your EGR on, and again, there's no EGR valve on this motor. You paste in your values from your previous table, so everything matches in here. Warm spark, we're going to do the same thing. So this engine's going to run the way we want it to, because we told it what to do now, and we're going to be very specific on how it runs, and it's going to run like that. This wide open modifier, this didn't do a bad job of adding, a degree or so of timing here and there, but we have all the timing we need now already built into this engine, so we can make these all 0, so we're good and safe. All right, air intake temperature. As the air intake gets above 122 degrees, it starts pulling timing. I like everything here. As the air temperature's -4, when again, he's in Louisiana, so we don't really need to worry about that. We can add a couple degrees here for warm up, but we don't need 4 because it's just not that cold down there. All right, and I'm happy with that. Same thing with coolant temp. Adding 5 degrees is a little aggressive at this point. We'll knock all these down to 2 again. Right, we're at 100. We don't really need coolant temp at 100 degrees, 140 as it's warming up. Yeah, we can make these all 2 degrees. This will be fine. And should the engine temperature go nuclear and go up to, past 250 degrees or so, I don't mind them taking 6 degrees of timing out to save the motor. I think that's a great idea. So we're all good there. And there's other things like your torque management. Leave this alone, please. All right. There's nothing to gain from going in there. Other than that, we're done on the engine side, transmission side. Again, we can look at this, and it's an RE, so we know we have an automatic. Again, not much to do here. You can go to, I got pretty good success with a 1-2 shift pressures, adding a little bit to this, making this about 53 from 49. Again, just a minor adjustment. The 2-3 shift is at 127. You can see down here in this graph in the corner. The max is 128. We'll leave that there. We don't need 127. That's the computer's happy at that. Hole pressures are good. Again, not a whole lot to do here for off-road. It's happy. Transmission's going to live. He has no complaints of shifting or slipping between gears or anything like that. So we're done here with transmission. Speedo, again, couldn't this thing do 112 miles an hour? Probably. But, just in case, I like to make these all 180, 88 on all the cars I tune. That's the way I know I'm in here. I don't lock tunes. I don't do anything like that for you guys. So the 188's just kind of my signature I put in there. System, you can see it's a disabled VAT with an enabled skim. So it's got a key, but it won't keep it from... It's looking for a specific key, basically, for security for this vehicle. The fans, electronic controlled fans. So AC reset time after full throttle reset, 1 second. I'm good with that. Diag, again, we can leave all these alone. We are going to change. We're going to go over to our engine diag tab, right? And these are the DTCs, which you find here. The other tabs, it's just general airflow, things we don't need to be worried about with basically a stock motor. But This is a off-road vehicle, so the rear cat has since left the chat. So we'll go over to our sensor 2 settings and disable them because we don't need a light coming on. There's no need for it. And it's basically these 4 here. And again, this is an off-road, so it's okay to get rid of these. They're not operated on a highway or freeway or anything like that. This is an off-road rig. Right. And you guys, when you're in here, you can go through all this, but there's we're done in here. You know, simple. Keep it simple. And basically, guys, that's it. To keep this video nice and short, keep it to the point. When we're done here, I'll go back and I'll double check things and stuff like that. But if you have your 4-liter and you're going off-road, this is, you know, follow this and you'll be pretty happy. If you need someone to tune your JTEC computer for you in your Jeep, go ahead, put my email down here. You can get a hold of me, and you can either ship me the ECU, or if you have an HP tuner, you can send me the file and I can modify it for you. And once you get my email, we can talk about it a little bit more specifics. Other than that, questions, comments, concerns, guys, put everything down on the bottom, leave the chat, hit the button, hit the hype, do a dance, tell your friends, all that kind of stuff. It really helps me out to bring you these videos. And then other than that, I appreciate each and every one of you guys that just show up to watch. It's, you know, it's great. It helps me out, makes me feel good. Everything's happy. And, you know, you need help again, hit up the email, and we'll see you guys later. Thanks.